Hello, BookTube. We've got a small book haul. I actually got this stuff a couple days ago, and I haven't had a chance to show you, and I wanted to show you. It's a mixed bag. I went to the Listen thrift store, charity shop in West Lebanon, New Hampshire. I guess it might be Lebanon, New Hampshire. I'm not sure where the line is there. Where I have wonderful luck, but this time 4 books, all $1 a piece, and yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. So this will be a short video, which can be a good thing. This is The Baron in the Trees, Italo Calvino. I know it has a little stain here. I can just use one of those little isopropyl, or however you pronounce it, alcohol pads you use, like doctors use. Take that right off. So, The Baron in the Trees, I had this in a box set once. I think Harcourt Brace did the box set. I may be wrong about that. Had Baron in the Trees, Winters, the one with the winter in the title, and Invisible Cities. Just trying to picture it. Oh, it's been a long time. I wish I still had that box set. It got lost in a move or something. So this is Cosimo, a young Italian nobleman of the 18th century, rebels against parental authority by climbing into the trees and remaining there for the rest of his life. He adapts efficiently to an arboreal existence, hunts, sows crops, plays games with earthbound friends, fights forest fires, that would be important, solves engineering problems, and even manages to have love affairs. From his perch in the trees, Cosimo sees the age of Voltaire pass by and a new century dawn. This has an old Borders sticker on there, if those of you remember his Borders bookstore. And there's the author, Italo Calvino. I need to find a copy of his Big Trade paperback. I don't know if it was ever hardback. It may have been. English translation, Italian folk tales. I'd love to have that. I don't think I've ever had that. So that would be one I'm looking for. Any of his I like. So. Then this next one here, J.D. In Search of J.D. Salinger, biography by Ian Hamilton. Rather plain cover here. It's got one of those Mylar plastic things over the cover protector. How do you do that? There we go. Ian Hamilton wrote a biography of Robert Lowell that I have and have not read. It's over in my poetry section in the house. And I've been meaning to get to. Salinger's a pretty interesting guy. And this biography was started in the 1980s. Salinger lived right across the river from me here in Cornish, New Hampshire. And was quite a recluse that a lot of you know, and famous for Catcher in the Rye, Franny and Zoe. What was the other one? 9 short stories or something like that? I sort of picture it in my head. Long time since I've read any of that stuff. But being a recluse, there's our author, Hamilton. This could not have been an easy book to write. And you'll notice it's not huge. How many pages is it? Counting the index, it's 222 pages. That's small print. Yeah, 222. So not a very long thing. I imagine it was hard to get any information out of Salinger. Notorious recluse. So I'm looking forward to this. This will be a quick read. May go towards the top of the TBR. Then a lot of you know I'm into maritime stuff. Exploration, also like Arctic and Antarctic, so polar exploration, any of that sort of things I like. So this one I was really pleased to find. It's one I didn't know about. I say that and I'll find out I have a copy, right? I don't have a copy. So this is Resolute by Martin W. Sandler, the epic search for the Northwest Passage and John Franklin, and the discovery of the Queen's ghost ship. So the Resolute, which is a British ship, goes in search of Franklin, who was looking for the Northwest Passage, and disaster ensues. You can see the nice little maps for the end papers here. Let me get this out of the way. Same one on front and back. But a lot of you, the Resolute, if you've heard of the Resolute desk in the White House. So, if I understand the story correctly, and if I don't, feel free to correct me in the comments. When the abandoned ship was discovered by the Americans, the American government refitted it and sent it back to England as sort of a gesture of goodwill. And then when it was being going to be dismantled, and years later, the Queen sent a desk made out of the wood to the President of the United States, and most presidents have used it as their official desk. Not all of them. So here's the HMS Resolute. I just knocked something over. So there you go. Looks like a really interesting book. Great maps, which I adore. And an adventure story. Oh, here's another one. An adventure story. Maritime story. So yeah, this one I was very excited to find. So when did it come out? I'll let you know that. It was Sterling Publishing Company out of New York, who I don't know. And it was 2006. And it was distributed in England and in Australia. So here's a map in the beginning. I didn't see this before I started talking to you. So they're looking at the polar regions on the map, and they say supposed open sea, open water, right? Which is not the case. Well, maybe now. Global warming, who knows? I don't know. This last one, really excited to find. I have seen this before on BookTube, and I don't remember where. So this is by Megan Marshall, The Peabody Sisters, 3 women who ignited American romanticism. Big old thick study of these sisters. And this came Holt Mifflin Company out of Boston and New York, 2005. Like I said, Megan Marshall. Yeah, this is the first edition. I don't know how many editions there were. See, 602 pages. Here's our author. So, Elizabeth, Mary, and Sophia Peabody were in many ways our American Brontes. The story of these remarkable sisters and their central role in shaping the thinking of their day has never before been fully told. 20 years in the making, wow. Megan Marshall's monumental biography brings the era of creative ferment known as American Romanticism to new life. Elizabeth is the oldest sister, was a mind-on-fire thinker, a powerful influence on the great writers of the era, Emerson, Hawthorne, and Thoreau among them. She also published some of their earliest works, which is fascinating. It was Elizabeth who provided these newly minted transcendentalists away from Emerson's individualism and towards a greater connection to others. Mary was a determined and passionate reformer who finally found her soulmate in the great educator Horace Mann. The frail Sophia was a painter who won the admiration of the preeminent society artists of the day. She married Nathaniel Hawthorne, but not before Hawthorne threw the delicate dynamics among the sisters into disarray. So there's lots of these little spot illustrations and portraits. Almost every page you turn. Looks like a ton of notes. So this is a scholarly job, but I got great hopes about how it's, written. And like I say, I know I've seen it on BookTube. So if one of you did the video, or you know who did, or just if you're familiar with it and read the book, let me know. Sort of my thing. I love, I live in New England. So I love these types of literary and intellectual and cultural history mixed things about New England. Last few years, I've reread Van Wyck Mason's The Flowering of New England. New England. What the heck was the other one? Okay, whatever. I read his World of Washington Irving, which covered a lot of New York and stuff, which was fascinating. And I read this type of thing off and on. But this one's, I've sort of been on the lookout and was thrilled to find it for $1. And I will definitely give it a read. So, yeah, like I say, if you've read it, let me know. Still a lot of snow, a lot of snowmobilers, a lot of skiers coming from out of state to Vermont. It's been a really good year for the state as far as getting visitors, which we always love. Yeah, it looked like a very traditional year the way the weather played out for us. It's starting to get warm. You get your days where it's above freezing like today. And then it looks like the end of the week we might even get up to 56 Fahrenheit. My phone app changes those numbers all the time, so I don't know how accurate they are. But anyway, I just wanted to drop in, show you those books here. I can do a little pile of these. That's not a problem. Like I say, a very small book haul, $4. Add to the family library here, and see what we're going to read next. So thank you, BookTube.